In the concrete heart of the city, long after the last human has locked their door, a different world awakens. It's a world of shadows and secrets, ruled by those who thrive in the dark. And in this world, there was one king, a raccoon named Rocco. Rocco wasn't just any raccoon. He was a connoisseur of cast-offs, a maestro of refuse. Every night, the city's dumpsters were his kingdom, a sprawling, all-you-can-eat buffet. For years, Rocco had the system down to a science. He knew which bins held the day-old pastries, which ones had the slightly bruised but still delicious apples, and which ones occasionally offered up a jackpot of leftover pizza. He was nimble, clever, and just the right amount of bold. He'd shimmy up drain pipes, pry open heavy lids with a practiced flick of his paws, and dive into the metallic caverns with the grace of an Olympic athlete. Life was good, predictable, deliciously predictable, but one night something changed. The air felt different, charged with a strange, static energy. Rocco perched on the edge of his favorite bakery dumpster, paused, his nose twitching. He'd just spotted a half-eaten cronut, glistening under the moonlight, a prize of the highest order. He prepared for his usual dive, a quick in-and-out operation. But as his paws touched the rim, the pile of trash bags inside shifted. Not a gentle settle, but a deliberate, almost serpentine movement. Rocco froze. He'd seen trash settle before, but this was different. A crumpled newspaper rustled and folded itself into a sharp point, aiming right where he was about to land. He blinked. Maybe it was just the wind. He tried again, from a different angle. This time, as he leaned in, the heavy plastic lid, which he'd propped open, slammed shut with a deafening clang, missing his snout by a whisker. His heart hammered against his ribs. This wasn't the wind. This wasn't gravity. This was something else. He scurried down and approached a different dumpster, this one behind a fancy Italian restaurant. The aroma of garlic bread and marinara sauce was intoxicating. Peeking over the edge, he saw a treasure trove, pasta, half a loaf of bread, even some tiramisu. His stomach rumbled with anticipation. But as he reached a paw in to grab the bread, the tangled mess of plastic wrap and takeout containers suddenly tightened around his arm like a vine. He yelped, pulling back just in time as a broken glass bottle rolled menacingly toward his paw. Panic began to set in. Rocco scurried from bin to bin, his usual hunting grounds now transformed into a series of terrifying traps. Lids slammed, bags shifted to block his exits, and slimy banana peels seemed to deliberately slide under his feet. The entire alleyway, his familiar kingdom, had become a hostile, living entity. The trash was hunting him. It felt his presence, anticipated his moves. It was as if every discarded object in the city had developed a collective consciousness, and it was angry. Exhausted and terrified, Rocco huddled behind a tire, his fur on end. What had changed? He had been doing this for years. He was the king of the alleys. He took what he wanted when he wanted. He'd feast, often taking more than he could eat, leaving a trail of glorious mess behind him as a statement of his success. He was Rocco, the unrivaled scavenger. He deserved it all. As he watched, trembling, he noticed a pattern. A discarded tin can rolled toward a piece of cheese he'd been eyeing. It didn't crush it, it simply nudged it, moving it just out of reach. A plastic bag inflated, not to attack, but to obscure his view of a particularly plump chicken wing. The trash wasn't just trying to hurt him, it was protecting itself. It was reacting to his desire, to his greed. The thought hit him like a physical blow. Greed. He always took the best, took the most. He'd rip open every bag, sample everything, and leave the rest scattered for the less fortunate. He never just took what he needed for the night. He took everything he could, simply because he could. Was that it? Was the city's refuse tired of his boundless appetite? It was a crazy idea, but it was the only one that made sense. With a deep breath, Rocco decided to test his theory. He slowly approached the Italian restaurant's dumpster again. The air crackled with tension. The trash inside seemed to hold its breath. This time, instead of diving in headfirst, he looked carefully. He was hungry, yes, but he didn't need a feast. He just needed a meal. His eyes landed on a small, slightly squashed cannoli. It wasn't the biggest prize, but it would be enough. He ignored the pasta, the bread, the tiramisu. He focused only on the cannoli. Slowly, cautiously, he reached one paw in, his movements deliberate and respectful. He didn't tear at the bags or rummage around. He simply extended his reach directly toward his chosen target. The trash remained still. The plastic wrap didn't tighten. The broken glass didn't move. He gently plucked the cannoli from its resting place, his paw closing around the pastry. He then carefully, respectfully retracted his arm. As soon as he was clear, he backed away from the dumpster. He didn't linger. He didn't look back for more. He sat a safe distance away and ate his small meal. The cannoli was delicious. As he savored the last bite, he looked back at the alley. A strange calm had descended. The newspapers lay flat, the bags were still. The heavy dumpster lids remained open, as if in offering. The threatening energy was gone, replaced by a quiet, watchful peace. The trash was satisfied. From that night on, Rocco's routine changed. He was still the king of the alleys, but he was a different kind of king. He approached the dumpsters with a newfound respect. He would observe, choose one item enough to fill his belly for the night and take only that, a single apple slice, a crust of bread, a few discarded fries. He took only what he needed, and the trash in return always provided. The best pieces would often seem to present themselves, rolling gently to the top of the pile as he approached. Lids would be slightly ajar, making his entry easy. The alleys were no longer a battleground, but a place of quiet negotiation, a sacred exchange. Rocco learned the city's greatest secret that night. He learned that even the things we throw away have a spirit. That there's a profound difference between taking and receiving. And that in a world of endless consumption, the greatest power, the truest wealth, lies in knowing when you have enough. He was no longer just a scavenger. He was a guardian of this quiet understanding, a king who ruled not by taking, but by leaving the rest untouched. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tales from the hidden corners of our world. See you next time.